everything gets used. Um, orchestrations, forgiveness for healing, yoga, yesterday, tonight, and tomorrow. Everything gets used for healing in this orchestrations. I've had like so many cool examples recently of amazingly orchestrated miscommunications of where I knew like it was just such a cool opportunity that I know, and I've had so many examples of friends mirroring this to me too. Oh, cool. Hey, Warren. Yeah, good, good. Where like I have a friend I'd recently met and traveled with him a little bit, and he would say occasionally we'd be talking, and he would say, "Oh, I'm noticing some wrong-mindedness come up within myself." Hey, one viewer, who are you? I don't know who you are. What's up? But he would be talking, we'd be having a good conversation. I think I'd kind of noticed his energy sort of drop. You know, you see somebody be like a little self-conscious or something suddenly, and then he would beautifully say, "Oh, I just noticed I was having some wrong-mindedness come up." And he would sometimes describe what he thinks it's about, the content of it is about, and then he'd say, "Well, you got to feel it to heal it. You know, it's just coming up to be healed, coming up for me to let go of it, for me to forgive it," which is pretty cool. I'm gonna change this filter. Here we go. Right, I'm gonna change the filter again. There we go. And one more time. Okay. So yeah, it's been a cool journey, and of like seeing like lots of seemingly things that I could have. I felt that they were symbols of being attacked, or they were evidence of being attacked, evidence of being wronged or misunderstood, and but they were maybe because of some of the mind training I'm doing with things like Course in Miracles or other things too. But that's one of my big things is that I was able to make switches fast and say, whoa, the reason that this came up isn't because these people are bad, isn't because there's something wrong. It's because, hello, I think Tarana there. What's that, Tarana? I can't see if that's Tarana for sure, but what's up, my dear? Whoever you are, I think you're Tarana. But I could see that these things weren't coming up for the original, quote, reason I thought they were coming up. Because the world sucks, because I'm terrible, because whatever, like, all these negative feelings, they were coming up in order for me to forgive them. I could still have, like, some sensations up, but the meaning I was giving it is, oh man, I'm so confused. And I could just simply make a quick switch. No, the reason this came up is for me to let go of it in this moment. To say something like, the reason I'm upset is not the reason I think it is. To become less sure of my own reasons for my own unreasonable reasons for my own victimization or something like this, or my own troubled mind. I can give that up. I can let that go. And by letting it go, the stream of what is comes in. And what is wonderful. There's a lot of great things, for sure. You know, there's a lot of really good things around you, around me. There's so many different messages of where this comes from. Matt Kahn has a great way of saying it, you know, like, ask yourself, what is going on in the vicinity of my reality? Look, and then take the formality of actually looking around and be like, okay, I did this in the park with my friend yesterday. We looked around, we saw people, you know, playing on the playground, little children. We saw people talking, it looked nice, and we didn't notice any problems. So ask yourself, what's going on in the vicinity of my own reality? Then take the formality of looking around. See if there's a problem. If there's no problem, then all is well. If there's a problem, go fix it. There's a fire, go put it out. A lady fell, pick her up. You know, whatever's happened, or dude, either way. If there's not a real problem in the vicinity of your reality, then beautiful, all is well. And you know, these orchestrations of miscommunications, you can use that too. So, anyways, that was cool. All these things that are happening are really amazing. And then today and tomorrow. Yesterday, I had my first M7. I got here early and early enough to just prepare a little bit, to meditate a little bit, to sleep a little bit, and nobody came. And then my friend Nalima ended up coming. Maybe she was like 15 or so minutes late or something like this. And we had an amazing experience. Really, really cool. I was really grateful that it was at the end. I was like, oh man, I'm so glad it was just me and her too, because she's a good friend, and it was my first time doing this thing. And we came up with a really cool. Well, I feel like I understand more how to direct what this thing is. The M7 Monday morning 9 to noon discussion group and reading group. And then movement practices that involve some of the principles from whatever we discuss, from whatever we share during the discussion. And it went really well. Something kind of cool was that we were reading a section called The Light of Communication. The Light of Communication mentions that what you're afraid of isn't really anything other than its hiddenness. Only hiddenness are you afraid of. And I can't really go into the depth of that without having the book here. Those sentences are pretty profound. But what happened is that we were talking about how do you practically apply this? And I kind of quickly switched to the workbook in the back. So the text is, you know, real thick, and there's a workbook in the back, 365 lessons. I switched to 365, opened to a section that was titled in a way that I thought, out of context, would be maybe less than helpful. But it seemed that there was an inner voice in me that said, "I'll let it be. You know, let it be that. Stay there." And it was lesson 186 in the workbook for students of Course in Miracles. And then suddenly, Nalima said, "I'll open to the workbook too," and she opened to 186 exactly. So it ended up having something beautiful that we could share with each other. And there was an emotional release for us here yesterday too. It was cool. And then today I have Terrific Tuesday. I'm back. Terrific Tuesday. You know, less of a philosophical practice, more of an experiential practice in the body, and movement, and breath, and stillness. Less talking. Then M7 Monday morning is you know, a conversation, and then some movement. This will be a little bit of conversation, mostly movement. Terrific Tuesday night. I've been doing it for a long time. Looking forward to rejoining with beloveds who come new and old. And tomorrow I'm going to be leading a class at I think 6:30, beginner level yoga for my friend Warren. Yeah, so that's it. I also want to say that one of my friends who teaches yoga relatively recently graduated from yoga and was scolded by a traditionalist, saying like, "Oh, you're wrong. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that." And people with this traditionalist thing, like I think it's really important to respect where you see mastery and where you see where you see mastery. Course in Miracles puts it like this: "He who is devoted is deserving of devotion." So where you see mastery, you can have respect, and it's a good idea. But to use your devotion to traditional purism as a way of making someone who's new to something and just trying the best they can to feel lesser than I don't know. There's something about it. My friend was sharing with me, and I was like, that's traditional purists. So we're definitely not traditional purists here. And if you come to my yoga class, you'll experience all sorts of different kinds of movements from lots of different traditions. And some of them are modern, some of them are ancient. It could be Hatha yoga, Tai Chi, Qigong, Wim Hof breath, animal movements, dance stuff, everything. And while I got respect for the traditions are so sometimes sure about themselves, and there's another tradition that's exactly sure about the opposite. So that's what's funny about traditional purism. And the cool thing about recognizing that is something that I got from the Vipassana sit. When I was sitting at Vipassana, I totally did not get what the teacher was saying one time. It was actually the teacher, Vipassana is a Buddhist tradition, and it has a lot to do with craving and aversion. Feeling like you need stuff and feeling like you want to push stuff away. So they were mentioning this craving and aversion. The teacher was mentioning craving and aversion. I thought, but at some point it got confusing to me because they said that Vipassana is the method to transcend samsara, the cycle of birth and death, of pain and pleasure, and to transcend that. And I was like, this is just aversion to samsara then, and it confused me. And I talked to the assistant teacher. I was like, y'all are just, because they believe that you can't get out of this life by committing suicide. That's they believe you'll just come back through the cycle of birth and death. I'm not asking you to believe that, or necessarily saying I do, or necessarily saying I don't either. But it just confused me, and it bothered my meditation. I just kept thinking, but this is just an attempt at successful aversion. Suddenly, well, not suddenly, at some point, while being sort of disturbed and not being able to do their technique of meditation, which I like their technique a lot, just sit, be aware of body sensations and don't react to them, watch them. There's more technique to it than that, but very simple technique, and I like it a lot. And I wasn't able to do it because I kept thinking, I was like, we're just trying to successfully be averse to the cycle of samsara. And then a teacher came to me in a vision. Whether he really came to me or not, or whether it was just my mind that made it up, I don't care. I don't know. It doesn't matter. And you can feel strongly that it was just my mind, or you can be like, no, it was definitely a vision, and I'm okay with your opinion on that. But here's what he said, and this is the point. He said, it was Osho, actually. Many of you are probably familiar with Osho. He speaks very slowly, and he said, slowly, you don't have to believe everything someone says just because they're at different of the room. Then I'll say the rest of it a little faster. Then he said, even me, and in my vision, or in my experience of this, there was a bunch of laughter in the background. Ha, 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 ha. All of his people who love him, his audience. Even me, in this funny little way. You don't have to believe everything someone says just because they're in front of the room, even me. Then he said, you also don't have to hate them. He said, you can cause a disturbance. I pictured myself standing up in the middle of the Vipassana thing. I'm about to swear, so if you got sweary problems, close your ears. I pictured myself, after he said, you can cause a disturbance if you want. I pictured myself standing up and saying, fuck this shit, I'm out of here. Oh, and just storming out of this silent retreat that was a 10-day thing. And I recognized right away that I don't really want to cause a disturbance. So he said, you don't have to believe everything someone says just because they're at the front of the room. You don't have to, and he said, even me, you don't have to hate them either. You can cause a disturbance. What do you want? And I recognized that I did not want to cause a disturbance. Not within my mind, not within my heart, not for the people around me. And suddenly, boom, I was in peace and in pure, beautiful meditation. It was a cool teaching. So, the traditional purism that my friend sort of got affronted with can be repurposed. Everything gets used. Can be repurposed for the training of your mind and your heart. You don't have to agree with it, but you don't have to hate it either. You can make it be a disturbance in your life. What do you want? Do you want it to be a disturbance in your life, or do you want it to be, it arose in order for me to let go of it? Most of these things are patterns. Usually a pattern, something that upsets you is something that is a pattern of yours. So as it arises, you can switch it. You can say, this holy instant would I give to you, the spirit of trust. This holy instant where I've been feeling, something's wrong. Right now, I'm giving it all to you. I've been feeling like this, shit, I don't know what to do feeling. I've been feeling this lack of centeredness or lack of trust or something like this. And I can choose. I can say, in this moment, this instant, this holy instant, would I give to you? I give it to the spirit of trust. I give it to my higher self. I give it to, I like saying the spirit of trust because I sort of have this thing where it's like, to gain trust, give to trust, in which you trust. And the minute you do that, you gain some trust in trust. Not in a specific, but in the general spirit of trust you gain as you give to it. So anyways, that's it. It's kind of all over the place. And have a great day. Bye. Oh, cool. Got lots of, oh yeah, that was Tirana. I didn't see all y'all. Hey, wave. I'm just waving to all of y'all. Cool. Oh, Dan, Earl, Philip McCabe, Jed Rain, Melissa, Kurt, Valerie. Nice. Wow, I didn't know all y'all had been on here even. Well, Stacy Ritter, oh my God, I haven't seen you in a long time. What's up, Pierre? You're on now. I'm about ready to go. Love y'all. Have a great day. Come out tonight. Terrific Tuesday. Come out tomorrow. 6:30, I think, is what it is, Wednesday night. Come out Monday morning to 9 to noon, M7. We have a good time. Come out to anything at the House of Yoga by any of our amazing students that are new graduates too. By obviously the Wonderloo as well. And have a great day.